name was used because the great King 영조 lived a long time. In particular, it is written in the chronicles of the Joseon dynasty that the reason for longevity is ginseng. I hope we all live a long and healthy life like King 영조. And the 영조 box is just open. So what comes out first? It says go back. Go back to what those who were sick wrote the phrase, first asking them to go back to a time when they were not sick, and to go back to that young day in the past. What about ginseng? So common. No one has ever eaten it, and everyone knows that ginseng is good.
But look at what has improved after eating ginseng. I think I have become 20 years younger after eating ginseng. Or I ate ginseng and got cancer, especially cancer patients who go to the hospital. They say never eat ginseng. So although we know ginseng well and are close to us, I think it was ginseng that became an ambiguous product. But why do we say ginseng is a famous medicine? But why are there no people who have gotten so much better?
Why didn't anyone say it was better, I thought? How can you evaluate your immunity? Everyone who eats ginseng will catch the coronavirus. Immunity is not improved. I was wondering about that too. How can I make sure that people eat ginseng better? That's why we created a product called 영조. Of course, when you make 영조, you make it with ginseng. Why did you eat red ginseng rather than ginseng? Do you know that ginseng has an ingredient called saponins? Saponin is in burdock, in platypus, in onions. Saponins are substances that form in plants. Then we eat burdock, onion, platypus as a side dish, not as medicine. But most ginseng is eaten as medicine, not as a side dish. There is a difference because the name is saponin. Generally, ginseng is used as a medicine, so it is called ginsenocide worldwide because its pharmacological action is so outstanding. Ginseng saponins alone. Unusually, there are about 1/900 kinds of saponins in ginseng. Only the types of saponin in ginseng are in Korea, but there are exactly 3 types of saponin standards. Albion.
You know, there are only three things. What are the standards for saponins in Europe? There are 15 species. Ginseng became ginseng because people cultivated wild ginseng. It was our ancestors in Goryeo who first made ginseng into ginseng. So why is it in Europe, where our country, the dominant country, can only meet 3 conditions and still cannot grow ginseng? Why 15 standards? No matter what is wrong, it is very wrong. This is where we started. Let's do this analysis again. I tried to isolate all 190 species in our country, but I couldn't. Japan can isolate about 150 species. Our country is said to be the dominant country, but we can only separate 41 species because we don't have the technology. I tried it in such a difficult situation. We separated the ginseng and tested the red ginseng again. I found something amazing. Who has more saponins compared to water ginseng and red ginseng? Ginsenocide has more ginseng, water ginseng. But red ginseng is much better absorbed. So when I looked into why that was the case, I found that the saponins in ginseng were too large in molecules. So even if you eat it, people cannot digest and absorb it. 35% of our country's entire population cannot absorb ginseng, no matter how much ginseng they eat. However, the absorption rate of red ginseng is much higher, so the total amount is more water ginseng. Then how can we make this good ginsenocide digest and absorb even people who do not have a good microbial environment in the gut environment? If we ferment ginseng and divide it into smaller molecules, many people can absorb it. So we fermented ginseng into low molecular saponins. Among the more than 190 species of saponins, our product called 영조 was created by splitting saponins with long chains and making them short chains that anyone can absorb. So we used low molecular rare saponins, but you wonder how long it takes to be low molecular. For example, among the saponins in ginseng, albione has a molecular weight of about 100. The molecular weight of compound K is 640. To be honest, there is no compound K in red ginseng either. You have to go to black ginseng to get compound K. How far have our 영조 products been disassembled? There is an ingredient called PIPD-PPT. It splits molecules into ginseng, splits them until they reach PPP. If you split it more than PPD, won't it pile up more seriously? The smallest molecule has a molecular weight of 460. This substance has grown to a size that everyone can digest and absorb. In the case of compound K, it says like this: anti-cancer, allergy, inflammation, diabetes, aging, vascular regeneration, liver protection, nerve protection. They play many of these roles because the molecule is small, it absorbs well. So in the case of PPD, it's written exactly, promotes cancer cell death. So we created a product called 영조 with this ingredient, an ingredient called PPD. 37.82 ppm is very high, but something really amazing happened. If you listen carefully to the doctor, cancers that can be cured, such as stomach cancer, will be better if you undergo surgery. Liver cancer too. Cancer patients don't eat it. The doctor told me not to eat. What should I do? When I asked who it was done to, people with lung cancer, pancreatic cancer, and blood cancer had already let go of their hands in the hospital. You want to try our products together now? That's what you did. Something amazing happened. It works so well for these people. In particular, we got the opportunity to confirm that we have this level of capabilities in a product called 영조, which can help these people fight cancer. July.
I started eating this 영조 from the evening of the 9th. But in the middle of dialysis, I kept having diarrhea, had diarrhea 3 times, and stopped doing this dialysis. I diarrhea and did it again. I didn't know how many days this was because of 영조, but my wife said that some people have diarrhea if they eat it. So I had diarrhea while I was picking this up, and now I know that I am eating for the 9th day. But when I first came here, I couldn't urinate. Well, not even a drop came out. It's been a few days. Now a few days have passed, and it's coming out little by little, about 50 in advance. Then, since I've been eating this for the 9th day, when I look at the water side in the morning while eating this spirit, I see more than 200 millimeters. I don't eat anything else and eat this, so I think I have that scar now because of this. Even though I didn't urinate, I've been eating it for the 9th day until today, and I peed like that this morning, so I think this plays a role in saving the heart cells that make the heart very good, because we urinate,
Only cancer patients have now been treated. But what about this one? You are on dialysis for heart failure. You have had Chuseok for almost 10 years due to complications from diabetes. But no matter how much I wanted to receive a transplant, I didn't have the right kidney. So the transplant couldn't be done. So the person who just had it said he would try it. So we ended up eating a product called 영조. This person took a video and sent it to us 10 days after eating it. We never asked them to send it. Is that what you're saying? He never cheated a drop of pee for the past 10 years, but when I started taking 영조, I started urinating. And on the 9th day, I said that I shot 250 centimeters of urine, and this person contacted me a month later. Now I only get what I saw 3 Chuseok times twice. I thought ginseng saponin was good for Ayamway because of PPD, but I had no idea it was good for kidneys. But I was surprised when I saw this video. So we think we should try applying it to the kidney. So we are continuing to proceed.